This video is brought to you by Gladiator Concealment. Link in the description box below. What's up, guys? It's Michael and Kyle. We got Ryan with us from AKM Tactical. We appreciate y'all watching. We're going to talk about what's in our range bags and what we carry in them when we go to the range. It's just some stuff that we think is a good idea to keep in your range bag at all times. But I guess first things first, we'll talk about what kind of bags we're carrying. And to start out with mine is I bought this thing at Walmart, man, like 3 or 4 years ago. It's a Fieldline Tactical. It's like a little cheap, like $40 bag, something like that. Yeah. But this thing has a lot of features for what it is, for the price it is. It has like inserts that you can put in. It's got little bags you can keep your pistols in, and it's got all kind of pouches and crap on it. We're gonna do some close-ups of what's in our bags, and you can see all the detailed workings with it. But all in all, man, it's a good bag. It's been treated pretty rough. It stays really full all the time. That's what we was talking about before we started filming this video. I really need to get a bigger bag because I keep so much crap in it that it's just like, it's about to explode. But it's been a good bag for what I paid for it. But
and the thing about a range bag, guys, is it's the same way that I think of my blind bags for duck hunting. Whenever I'm going to a place like the range, or I'm going to a blind that's stationary, I'm not having to carry a whole lot of stuff in. You can go in with a heavy bag, so size and weight isn't really a factor. It's not like you're toting it around. It's not like if you had to, it's not your bug out bag, So you can have a big bag, you can throw as much as you want to in there. That's kind of my philosophy on range bags, and like for duck hunting purposes, I have, a large bag that I can put whatever I want to in it, and then I have a smaller bag when I'm, going to hunt, public land, and I have to, weigh 300 yards off in the woods somewhere. So. Anyways, that's kind of my philosophy on that, is that, it's cool to have a big bag and throw all kinds of gear in it if you want to.
Because you're just toting it from here to there, you're not carrying it around.
And that's an important point to make, is that what you're going to do with the bag kind of determines how big it needs to be, or, how big you want to go with the bag. And both of these are kind of on the medium size. They're not, the real small ones that, you'll see, and, maybe if you go to an indoor range, you've only got one pistol and some ammo, then something a little smaller than this will kind of fit your needs. And, if you're shooting competition and you got, a bunch of spare parts and magazines and a backup gun, maybe you need something a little bigger. And, it's all about just kind of fitting what what you have for your needs. Yeah,
and he makes a good point. It's kind of like when you're building a bug out bag or a get home bag or whatever you want to call it. A lot of times guys will buy the bag first, and then they go and they buy all the crap, and they buy way more than they need because they bought this huge bag and they feel like they got to fill it up. That's something that can happen too with a range bag. You can buy this huge range bag and you're throwing crap in there, like you're throwing Pop-Tarts and this in there, stuff you don't even need,
I may have Pop-Tarts in mine.
You're throwing shoes. I mean, you're just throwing all kind of stuff in there, stuff you don't really need. So I kind of bought, just a decent sized bag, and now that I'm starting to outgrow it, I'm going to have to go up to something bigger.
My bag is just a standard bag from Academy. It's actually got the Academy logo on it. It's their standard range bag. I want to say it was in the neighborhood of $20, which is a good buy because, like I said, I compared them to my duck hunting bags because these are actually similar to blind bags. The way that they got the duffel kind of top, and then they've got the zipper, and this is all stuff that I've been using for years. In the duck blind. But anyways, it does the job. Any bag that you buy, I don't care if it's a backpack, if it's a duffel bag, if it's a range bag, if it's a whatever. To me, the most important feature on a bag is its zippers.
Yep.
Or the zippers quality, because there's nothing more that frustrates the crap out of me like a bad zipper. I've got a cheap blind bag that was Flambeau brand. I bought from Walmart because my other bag broke, and that sucker, every zipper on it doesn't work. So You know, the next time I bought a bag, it was Avery, which is, for any duck hunters out there, that's quality gear. But anyways, because of the zippers. The zippers was the biggest thing. It drove me crazy. So whatever you do, go try out the zippers, see how they are. You can tell, you know when you find a cheap zipper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if these are marked YKK, but any of those YKK, is it that right?
Yeah,
YKK?
YKK zippers.
Those are good zippers. But I know that seems kind of like a nitpicky thing, but I'm telling you, I mean, because once the zipper breaks, you gotta get it back.
You gotta get it back
It's
because you
useless
can't.
at that point.
Yeah, it's useless. That was one thing I looked at too. I wanted to make sure that my bag had good, thick, heavy, robust zippers on it, and I got lucky with this bag. I really did. What you tote, man? What's your bag?
I've got a Midway USA. I believe it's called the competition bag. It's a little on the larger side of these. You know, probably a little smaller than a lot of people carry in competition. Of course, you know, I'm not shooting a competition or anything, but it had a lot of features that I liked in it. You know, a lot of features that are kind of similar to some of these. And one of the things I really liked about that bag, and that I didn't have on my last bag, was these dual zippers on the top.
Yep.
And both of these bags have the dual zippers. And
Makes access into the.
Yeah,
when you go to digging around in that bag, you're gonna want a real wide space. You know, you're not gonna want to be digging and pulling stuff out and trying to get to the bottom of your bag, and that makes it real easy.
Yep.
You know, and then you know, it had a few features like some mag pouches on the inside, and you know, a few different things. And like I said, it's a little larger than these. It's probably a little larger than I needed, but you know, when I do go to the range, you know, I like to carry a lot of stuff, and sometimes I carry
A
an
lot
extra
of guns.
pistol. Yeah,
A lot of different types of guns.
yeah, I like
Me and Michael
variety.
shoot like Glock 19s all the time. He's rocking like CZs and 1911s and Glocks and cars
You
and
know.
all kinds of
You
stuff.
never know what toys he's gonna break out.
Yeah.
I
That's
keep
all
a
kinds of
random Browning high power in the bag,
Yeah, yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
tossed in there, and
I like to keep, and we'll do a close up and go into actually what's in the bag. But I'm a firm believer. First and foremost, I like to keep some kind of medical. If it's not in my bag, it's close to the range that I'm shooting at.
And I think a good point is go ahead and incorporate that into your bag.
I have recently. I used to keep, and I still keep a pretty decent. You know, I could stop some pretty good bleeding with the little kit that I keep in my truck. But I went ahead and I've actually built a kit that stays in my bag all the time. It's missing a couple of components. It's not quite complete, but I can get what I need to get done with what I've got in there. I like to keep, you know, spare mags naturally. I like to keep extra Kydex. You know, I think that's a good thing. I always keep an extra gun. If you have an extra gun, it's not a bad idea. You know, especially if your range is a long ways from your house, and if you're running Glock 19 that day or whatever, and you have a spare, throw it in your bag. You know, something might happen. You might have some trigger springs go out or something like that. You know, so just something extra, you know, to be able to use. I like to keep. I think it's important to keep like a way to clean your gun, maybe just a little bit. If it's nothing, then a little bottle of like lube or something, you know, in case your gun's dry. You know, you put a little oil on it and keep on going.
It's just a little bottle of lube.
Just a little, yeah, a little bottle.
yeah, that's a good point. This year for Christmas, I got me and my brother some Ballistol wipes.
Yeah.
You know well about that Ballistol.
Yeah, I know you got that balance.
And,
That's what you're wearing for deodorant today, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm
He's
looking
got,
along.
he's got one of them things in his nose like that now.
Yeah.
Just love the smell.
It
But,
does smell good.
they're real small though, you know, and they make Rimmel wipes, and I think CLP makes wipes, and you know, pick your favorite brand, you know, Hoppies, whatever. There's going to be some of those, and rather than keeping a whole bottle,
Yep.
you know, if you're kind of limited on a smaller bag, those wipes take up no room.
And the benefit that I saw immediately for that is like we're not, especially if you carry Kydex, you don't need to be leaving your bag in your truck, but like anytime you have extreme temperatures, hot or cold,
Yep.
you don't need to have an aerosol can
Yeah.
because it can and will explode. You know?
Well, and one good thing about those wipes, like LPS1 makes them also.
Yeah.
If you run LPS1, but they make those little wipes, and you can get them on the cheap, man. You can get a big old box of them for next to nothing. And you throw a few of them wipes in your truck, and if you're out training in the rain, and
you need to wipe down your gun.
you can wipe your gun down before you get back to the house, because you know you want to try to get as much of that moisture off there as you can.
And I keep going back to duck hunting, but like that was the first thing I did. You know, I got them for Christmas right in the middle of duck season. I threw a couple on a blind bag. I went out and you know we hunt in the rain, so
Yep.
you know wipe them down when I got in.
I mean, I keep those in my range bag, my AR bag,
Yep.
AK bag. If it, you know, if I got a gun bag, it's got those in
Yep.
there.
I also like to keep like a small toolkit. You know, I think that's not a bad idea. You know, especially when you're fooling with optics and stuff like that. You know, that kind of stuff. You need
What's
something.
the little screwdriver thing that you gave me? It's the
The Strike Industries Glock toolkit.
well that I like, but I'm talking about the actual like you gave me for the knives.
Oh,
For
just
my
Torx,
spring. Yeah.
Torx bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great to have.
Little mini screwdriver set.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, them things are awesome to have.
If I have an optic or something that carries like a lot of times it'll come with a little Allen wrench, you know, with a proper head or something on it, I'll throw that in the bag,
Yep.
the gun, you know.
Yep.
Like if I have a rifle bag or something, I'll throw that in
And
the
if you're
bag
gonna carry
with
an
it.
optic, another good thing you need is batteries for it.
Yeah, batteries, spare batteries, stuff like that. Eyes and ears, you know. That
I
kind of
carry
goes
spare
with it.
flashlight batteries in my
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
you know, I run a flashlight. She's a lot of those CR
Yep.
123s, and I have that's where I keep my spare batteries
Right.
for my flashlight.
right.
And eyes and ears are huge. Another thing about eyes and ears is I usually carry, and I actually think my kids have used it up, but I carry like backup earplugs.
Yep.
You
I
know,
try to.
because you know, for one, you could break yours, or you know, two, you know, we like to take people around. We like to
Yeah,
shoot
we
other
worked with
people.
those guys the other day.
Yeah, or sometimes, you know, you may, hey buddy, meet me over here, and you know, don't worry, I got the gun, I got everything, and you know, that way you can just invite your buddy. You got the guns, you got the ammo,
Yep.
and all they need is their, you know, themselves.
I mean, we all carry nice ear pro, earmuffs, earplugs, and
But you get
You
the
know,
backup stuff
we've-
on the cheap.
Yeah.
but we've all I think run into the situation where you forget them or you left them in your truck and maybe you didn't drive there. Or,
Yep.
and I know Kyle's had to bail me out once or twice with some backup earplugs, and
Yep.
I've actually run out of I had a big box of earplugs that I ran out of. I had to buy some more. And most of that's taking people to the range, and
Yep.
they're not going to have their own ear pro most of the
Yep.
time if they're
Especially if they're a new shooter, yeah.
That's right.
Another little knickknack I always like to have is a marker.
Yeah.
A marker and some tape, and this is for target purposes. You want to draw something on the target. You want to write on the target. You want to tape up your holes. One thing me and Michael do, a drill that we used to do a lot of, is like I would draw a circle, a star, a triangle, and we would call out or numbers, and then we call out numbers and mix it up, and that way you have to think and shoot at the same time. That's a good drill, and that's something you need a marker for. You just need a marker in your bag. I like red because it shows up, and you can see it. It shows up on like cardboard and stuff, which we shoot a lot of. It shows up obviously on white. But anyways, a marker is essential to have, and I usually have two. I have two today. So.
Yeah. Something else that I try to keep in my bag. Well, I usually have it. I don't know if I got it in there today, but is a staple gun. Staple gun and some staples.
And buy a good one. I bought a cheap one.
Yeah, man. Go and buy you a good one and be done with it.
lens wipes for your
Yeah,
glasses.
lens wipes is a good idea.
You should always be wearing your eye pro.
Yep.
But that being said, they do fog up. They get
Yep.
dirty.
We know that because we all three wear eyeglasses anyway.
Yeah. So those things are so cheap, and these are all things that don't take up a lot of room.
I actually
so
think I got some lens wipes in my bag.
yes, you should always
But
have
it's
some lens
worn
wipes.
anyway, so yeah, that's a good idea too.
A good point on the medical. I meant to go to this earlier, but we got to talking. On the medical, I do think it's a good idea to go ahead and have a full kit in your bag if you can fit it. If you don't have a full kit in your bag, and which I don't have a full kit in this bag, at least have a tourniquet.
Yep.
I found some cat tourniquets at a decent price, and I bought several of them. I know I gave Michael one. I think I gave you one. My wife's got one in her vehicle, which that's a good place to have a tourniquet because, good and well, car accidents are...
I've rolled up on a few.
Yeah, people break their legs and your femoral arteries right there. vehicle's a good place to have a cat tourniquet.
Yep.
Not only do I carry one on my body, but also have one in this bag, my duck hunting bags in my vehicle. So a tourniquet at the very least in your bag, and then of course I have the medical in my truck at all times.
And something else too, even if you don't know how to use it, like
because there might be somebody there.
There might be somebody there that knows how to use it.
And that's why there's no excuse not to know before you go in. Especially if you're going to be shooting.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't realize, we're shooting a lot of steel now. It's getting real popular.
Yep.
And getting to the point where you can have some injuries with some
Yep.
bleeding is it's not as uncommon as people think.
That's right.
So
If you don't know how to use it, put it in your bag. Especially on these big public ranges, there's probably going to be somebody there that knows how to use it. So.
Yeah, and public ranges scare the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I don't know who's on.
So you might want to carry like six med kits on
Tourniquets
public
for
range.
everybody.
Yeah, something else too that I want to add to it, and I have them at the house. I just hadn't put them in here. Is some good heavy duty push rods, cleaning rods, because you never know when you get a stuck casing or squib load or something like that. So it's good to have those good steel rods that you can push that crap out of there with.
If you don't know what a squib load is, you need to look it up and learn to identify it, because that's a real dangerous situation.
Yeah. Yep. So, anyways, guys, this is our bags. This is the things that we think that should go into a good range bag, and that's it. Y'all got anything else?
Yeah, man, that's it.
All right, guys, we appreciate y'all watching. Like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. We will leave links to all of our social media outlets in the description box also. But anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all watching. Y'all be safe.